Hey, sports card collectors and investors, thanks for joining us again for another episode. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the card prices that I've seen over the last week. I've been looking closely just at Michael Jordan and LeBron James in particular, the two kind of, the most iconic generational type talents, I would say, over the last 40 years. LeBron kind of took the torch from Jordan. And now we're seeing kind of the results as LeBron comes to the towards the end of his career. I would assume he's probably got another 2-3 years, maybe more. I mean, we'll see. He's such a freak of nature as far as his health goes, but he's had a long career. And over the last week, with all the buzz, all the new people coming into the hobby, we've seen prices just kind of go crazy, and it's all over the place. So. It's a really interesting time in sports card collecting, investing. I mean, it's probably a combination of factors for sure. There's definitely a lot of new people coming into the hobby. There's probably a lot of big money coming into the hobby. We certainly believe that to be the case, especially just with some of these prices. I mean, it just shows that, it's not just the middle class average Joes that are buying in now. There are certainly big players, big fish that are out there throwing some pretty big money around. So it's interesting to watch. Anyway, so what I did was I was kind of going through, taking a look at some of the sales over the last week. I would say all of these are in the last 10 days or less, I would say. Some of them surprised me, so stick around through the whole video. I was surprised at some, not so much at others, but I'm going to go through it here, and I'm just going to focus strictly on eBay sales over the last week for PSA 10 cards for both Michael Jordan and LeBron James. I picked out 6 or 7 Jordan cards and 6 or 7 LeBron cards. So I'll go ahead and dig right into it now. All right, so the first Michael Jordan card that I was looking at is the 2011 SP Authentic Autograph. And this one is cool. I mean, he's in his UNC jersey. I know I've said in other videos, but my wife went to UNC, so we're big Tar Heel fans. This is just a really smooth looking card. It's autographed, and it's got a really nice looking autograph too. And so it's just, I mean, it's a nice looking card. It sold on April 25th here recently. Buy it now for $3,999. And the PSA pop count for these that I saw currently is 6. Also, I'm going to be looking where I can find best offers accepted. I'm looking at sellthepeak.com. That's sellthepeak.com. And that website allows, in a lot of instances, sometimes it's unknown, but in a lot of instances it'll show you what that best offer price was that sold on eBay. So very useful, just to see if, how close something was to the original asking price on eBay. All right, next up we've got an iconic card, the 1987 Fleer Michael Jordan card. And this is one that fairly common in 8s and 9s, not as common, nowhere near as common in a 10. And my goodness, I mean, the price shows it. On April 23rd, I'm looking at a buy it now at $6,200. And so this one, there are 197 of these according to the PSA population report. So it's not mega rare, but this is one where it's kind of like, scarcity is certainly important, but this is just one of those iconic, it's the second year Fleer card for Jordan. And so I think that's where a lot of folks too are looking at second year cards for a lot of players now. They're taking them more seriously. Speculation was wrapped around rookie cards. Now the speculation has drifted over into all sorts of things. I would say anything is game at this point. We're kind of in the wild west of the market currently. So this is a second year card. Like I said, it's not super easy to find, but it's not super scarce either. And so that one went recently at $6,200. Next, we've got a 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan All-Star number 120. This sold on April 22nd, I found a sale at $1,999. PSA population report for this is 328 for PSA 10. So again, not, super rare, but just an iconic card. I mean, anybody that collects Michael Jordan cards, these are cards you certainly know of. Of course, the 86 Fleer rookie, the 87 Fleer second year, the 88 Fleer All-Star card. These are very well-known cards, and so if you're a collector or investor for Michael Jordan, these are ones that are just iconic to you. These are ones that are the ones that you remember from your childhood, or those ones that you just could never get, or they're just iconic cards. Everybody knows them. Next, we've got the 2002 Topps Finest Refractor, number 100. This one is numbered out of 250. I picked this one because it's kind of interesting, and it's the only one on my list where Michael Jordan is in a Wizards jersey. So I know that there's some people that specifically collect Wizards Michael Jordan cards. This one is a pretty rare one if you're looking at those. PSA Pop Report for PSA 10 shows only 13 of these out there in the wild. There's a sale on April 22nd for $2,399. Beautiful card. I mean, a lot of these, these late 80s, early 2000s cards are just really, great looking cards. They're flashy. There's a lot of hologram type refractor cards that are just sweet, and this one's numbered, so it's a rare card. And if you are looking, not everyone's into Jordan in a Wizards jersey, but if that is something that you like, or something that you're collecting or investing for, that's certainly appealing on this card. Next up, we've got another iconic card, and the price tag on this was absolutely eye-popping. This is the 86 Fleer sticker MJ number 8, and I'm showing for a PSA 10 population report. Currently it shows 119 of these out there. This auction sold for $24,601. Absolutely mind-boggling. But again, this is because it is that rookie year sticker. It's iconic. It's one of those where they're thinking. I think a lot of people are just thinking long term with this. Is like, look, this is, it's an iconic card. They're not, they're not printing any more of these. It's, it's the greatest player of all time. I mean, it's wild. But people are there, and this was an auction. This was bid up, to this. So just a wild price, $24,601, which again is pretty shocking, but it just shows you there's certainly money flowing into this market. Next, we've got another cool early 2000s card. This is a 2003 Upper Deck Rookie Exclusions gold foil, numbered out of 100. And this one, I'm showing PSA Pop Report at only one on this one. So there's only one out there. There was a best offer, it looks like, on April 21st. A sale of $3,000. This card is just awesome looking, and I'm a fan of Upper Deck as a set in general, but this is one of those early 2000s, Upper Deck cards, and it is a nice looking card. And again, there's only one out there, which I think, of course, contributed to the price tag. But just a really nice card. Next, we've got one that folks have been hunting for. It's not as rare as the one I just covered, but it is fairly rare in a PSA 10. It's the 1997 Metal Universe number 23. Again, this one's it's becoming more and more of an iconic card as it's gaining in popularity. And there's at PSA 10, the Pop Report right now is showing at 88, and it's just, I mean, again, it's just one of those. It's just caught fire. I mean, lava fire. A recent sale this past week was at $3,000 for one of these at a PSA 10. So I don't have the pricing from a few months ago, but I'm pretty sure that it's a dramatic increase based on what I've been hearing. But yeah, so that's going to round out my Michael Jordan cards that we're going over, and of course the documentary and the hype surrounding Jordan. It might just be bringing those nostalgic feelings back and pushing prices up, and I don't know too. I mean, there might be. I'm curious to know if this kind of new generation, the younger generation, the 18 to 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds that maybe didn't watch Jordan, maybe they're more LeBron folks. you know, if they're kind of being almost introduced to Jordan in a way through the documentary, to where they're getting more involved with MJ stuff. I'm just really curious to see how this all pans out, and kind of, you know, as we collect more data on all of it, just see where it all goes, and maybe get some answers on all of it. But yeah, it's just a really interesting time. So, and there's so many different variables at play here. I mean, of course, there's scarcity, which I think is extremely important. The look of the card obviously plays a huge role. And then player brand, you know, is another thing. People are now looking at, okay, who are the greatest of all time? I mean, it's Michael Jordan, it's LeBron James. People are looking at Larry Bird, they're looking at Magic Johnson, Dr. J. You know, everyone's kind of looking at, you know, who are all these iconic players. I mean, there's people that are just collecting solely 86 Fleer, because there's so many Hall of Famers that were in that 86 Fleer set. You know, I know people that are just collecting PSA 8s, PSA 9s, as many PSA 10s as they can get out of that set. So I get it. I mean, it's just an awesome time. Next up, I'm going to cover high ticket LeBron cards that I saw selling over the last week and documented for this video. So these are ones that not all of these are $10,000 cards. There are a couple up there, but I wanted to kind of get a good, there's 6 or 7 different ones that I wanted to get just kind of a variety of different cards to look at. So first one I've got is one of the more iconic ones for him, if not the most iconic, the 2003-2004 Topps Chrome number 111. 1,970 of these in PSA 10 is what the Pop Report is showing right now. And these are going for, and these have been kind of fluctuating, I believe, between $5,000 and $7,000 over the last couple months. I saw a sale on eBay April 25th for $6,200. So that's one, and I think that they do kind of vary in that $6,000 range right now. Next up, I've got the 2000-2004 Topps Finest LeBron rookie, and this one is numbered out of 999, so you got to like that. Less than 1,000 of them were ever made. PSA 10 Pop Report is at 39, and I'm showing a best offer that was recently taken on one of these for $5,300. So good value there. I mean, in comparison, I know people will say Topps Chrome is it's kind of like the Silver Prism. You know, it's the one that you want, and I get it. The Topps Chrome is an awesome card. I mean, it is probably the most well-known tradable rookie for him. So I get it. But this Topps Finest, I feel like, is a really good value there with only 39 PSA 10s out there. That's pretty nice value. All right, and then next up, we've got the 2003 SP Signature Authentic LeBron number AS-LJ. And I'm showing PSA Pop Report for this one for PSA 10 at 58, which I thought was a little bit high, to be honest, because it sold for $12,000 this week. And I know that early LeBron autographs are rare, because from what I've heard, he didn't sign a lot of stuff. And I know that there are specific collectors, investors that look strictly at, these LeBron autos, and so they do fetch a pretty penny because they are in high demand. So I do understand the price for this, because it just seems that they are in limited quantities, and then they're not always for sale. So even though there might be 58, there's not 58 sitting on the market at any given point from what I've seen. So that's why I think these command quite a bit higher of a price. All right, next up, another iconic card. This is definitely the base, and very, very tradable, very collectible. The 2003-2004 Topps number 221 PSA 10. This one in the last week has sold anywhere from $1,900 to $2,200. PSA 10 pop count for this one sits right now at 1,635 is what I'm showing. Just a great card to have. I mean, it's very tradable, like I said, and collectible. But yeah, I mean, this one is a classic card. It's kind of one of those must-haves if you're a LeBron collector. It's a pretty awesome card, and it's a rookie card, of course. So I completely understand the demand on that card. Next up, I've got one. This is such an interesting thing to me, because I've been trying to track, again, like we've always talked about, rookie cards are kind of the safe place, where to put your money, is what I always thought. And this thing is, kind of flipped it on its head. This next card, this 2018 Optic Choice Dragon LeBron, it's such a sweet looking card. Super short print, SSP number 94. So this is not a rookie card, obviously. This is a first year of him being in his Lakers jersey. And it is attracting some serious money, some serious demand. The PSA 10 pop report for this one is only 12. And then on April 22nd, there's an auction showing that it ended at $9,190.11. And like I said, I love this card. It's amazing looking. It does have a low pop count, but you know, it's a fairly new card. When you think about a card in the last couple of years, it's not an autograph. I mean, it is a rarer card with that, you know, Optic Dragon, but to fetch almost 10 grand, it's like, man. But it is a sweet card, and if you're a LeBron collector, I get it. If that's, you know, it's him in his Lakers jersey, so it's kind of first appearance, if you will. You know, so it's a really sweet card, but that price point just popped right off the charts at me. I was like, man, yeah, that's some serious money. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to afford that one, but that is a sweet, sweet card. Next up, in kind of a similar vein, this is a newer card, 2016 Panini Revolution Galactic SSP number 46. And I've talked about in other videos, I love the Revolution set as one of those underrated sets. It's got a bunch of cool inserts and it got some rarity, some scarcity to them. So I just think in general, it's a really underrated set. And this is one that this past week, this LeBron card went for over $10,000, $10,101. And we know that the Galactics, if you know anything about that Revolution set, Galactics are very rare cards. So this is and it shows, I mean, PSA 10 pop report for this one is showing at 7 currently. You know, so I mean, there's not many out there. Just a very sweet card, but again, just showing you that, you know, for those classic iconic players like Jordan and LeBron James, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a rookie card or not. It could be any year. It could be, you know, I mean, it really just falls on the looks of the cards. This, you know, it just takes a bunch of variables into account, but it just shows you those iconic players are just highly, highly collectible at all levels, which is, it's awesome for people that are trying to get in and collect and invest in those players, because there are so many different options. And that's where I think this high demand that's come into the hobby lately, that's what's pushing up that, you know, those prices. There's so much demand for LeBron and for Luka and for MJ and for, you know, all these guys. So it's a really fun time right now. I hope that you guys are enjoying it. And please leave comments. I'd love to kind of hear what you guys think. And, you know, if you have any of these cards, I'm super, super jealous. I don't have any of these high-end cards, but you know, one day a guy can dream, right? Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys next time. Take care.